Okay, so we might make a start. I have a student in person with me today, so that's going to be fun. If I am looking around, that's probably why. Um, so today's week 5 of the 6-week program, which is so exciting. Well, I'm excited. We've got this week and next week only. Today, we're going to be looking at the family of arm balances, which really is just going to be working up to one peak pose. I won't tell you what that is. We'll just see how it goes. So today, find your playlist that I've sent everyone and is in the comments, and just make sure it's not on shuffle. And feel free to press play when you're ready. And make your way to a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. Close your eyes over. Bring your hands to heart center. And begin to deepen your breath as we start to shift our intention and attention from the outer world to the inner world. Just into that space that's just for you. That's always there. That I find you can find through your breath when you've got a quiet mind. Feel free to set an intention for today's class here. Take a few more deep breaths. With each inhale, lifting a little higher off the earth, and each exhale, finding a bit more grounding in your sitting bones. Letting go of anything heavy, any of your to-do lists. Notice them and just let them float away. Bow your head to your heart center. And we'll begin. Feel free to release the hand mudra, raise your head, open your eyes. And today we're going to start with Nadi Shodhana. It's my favorite pranayama exercise, and we've done it before, but I'll explain it again if anyone's new. So we bring our hands, your peace fingers together and your thumb out wide. And we're going to bring, so of your right hand, sorry, and we'll bring it to your temple. Your thumb rests on the outer edge of your right nostril, and your ring finger rests on the outer edge of your left nostril. Nadi Shodhana is a balancing breath. And if you do know what you're doing, you can begin now. But we gently close over the right nostril, breathe in through the left for 3, 2, 1. Close over the left, breathe out through the right for 3, 2, 1. Breathe in through the right, 3, 2, 1. Close over the right, breathe out through the left for 3, 2, 1. And just continue Nadi Shodhana for me. Working to balance out your breath, you'll find that during the day, approximately every 90 minutes, you will have a dominant nostril. And so what Nadi Shodhana aims to do is to almost confuse your brain and bring both of your nostrils together, so you're breathing evenly throughout each nostril. If you have a blocked nose or you're feeling anxious while you're going through this, release the mudra. You can leave a hand at the temple and just breathe evenly through both nostrils, or you could imagine breathing through one and exhaling through the other. Just do one more of these breaths for me, finishing on the left nostril. And when you're finished, release the hands to the knees. Take a moment to feel what it is to breathe back again through both nostrils. And remember, your breath will always be there, particularly in the moments where your mind is telling you to slow down. We'll move into our first stretch of today. So we're going into cat-cow, but before we start, we're going to do a little bit of some wrist stretches. So knees stacked under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. And we're gently going to rock forward and back. Your hands spread evenly on the mat, pressing down into all four corners of your palm, and your fingers are actually really gripping the mat. So gently rock to the point of it's a little uncomfortable, and maybe you can sit there for a little if it helps. Move in a circular motion, so out to the left, out the front and back. Working to get our thumbs quite flat on the ground. So we find that your thumbs and that little space between your thumb and your index finger can bubble, like it starts to lift up. So part of focusing on your hands position is to really press down that space between your thumb and your index finger. And swap sides, so rotating the other way. We're stretching out the wrists because in our arm balances, we do find there's a lot of pressure on the wrist. If you're feeling any kind of sharp shooting pain, lean off it. That's not what we're looking for. So just a little bit of uncomfortable, like the muscle needs to stretch. If it's sharp and shooting, feel free to grab a little towel. You can roll it up and put it just underneath your wrist. We find that if you decrease the, the angle at which your hand is, the wrist is pressured, then it won't feel as bad. So it will stop that stinging pain. And back to tabletop. We're going to cat-cow. Inhale, open the front of the body. Lower the belly, lift that tailbone to the sky, flatten the tops of the feet. And exhale, suctioning that stomach up and really rounding, pressing the earth away. And now moving at your own pace. Working to get the breath all the way through the spine. And if you find that one of these is a little more comfortable for you, you can sit there for a little bit. Feel what it is to listen to your body. We'll meet back in tabletop. Just set up and find that really straight back. Engage the core, bring the navel to spine. We're going to lift our right knee up and just tap our elbow and keep it lifted. Extend it back. Inhale, tap the right elbow. And as you tap, so we're pressing the earth away with our shoulders as well. So exhale back out, inhale. Perfect. 3 more like this. Working on finding that squeeze in your leg and your core. Bringing your knee as close, even up into the armpit if you can get it there. Find that squeeze. And just one more. Extend it back. We're going to tuck that right foot that's on the ground. And we're just going to lift up into 3-legged down dog. Beautiful. Right, left leg comes to the ground. We'll just pedal out. Find your down dog. Lift a little forward. And now find that stillness in your down dog. Engage the core. Exhale, shifting the weight all the way forward into a high plank. And just hold it here for a moment as we begin to wake up the core. Wrist stack under shoulders. Keep it there. And find your breath. Exhale, lower the knees. Lowering your hips all the way back, child pose. You'll find while we're practicing, your mind will start to wander, or it might start to tell you stories of where you're at, of how it hurts. Can we push a little deeper? Inhale, lifting up back into your tabletop. And we're going to swap sides, do it again with your right. So make sure you're all set up. Right leg extends out behind you. And into your elbow and back out. And really focus on that squeeze as you bring the knee in. We're warming up, we're priming the body for our arm balances. We're waking up the core. All the way into the elbow. Trying to touch the upper tricep. And just one more. Perfect, and meet extended. Tuck that left leg. Pressing up into our down dog. Three-legged down dog, beautiful. Exhale, right leg comes to the ground. And find some stillness in your down dog. Inhale, look to the hands. We're just going to shift the weight forward back into our high plank. Holding it here. Notice your chitta vritti, the chitta chatta in your mind. What lives beneath that? Exhale, shifting back into your down dog. Look to your hands, bend your knees. We're just going to step up to the top of the mat, finding your exhale forward fold. Here, bend your knees and get your thighs to touch your belly. Your belly to touch your thighs, and this is your forward fold. Inhale, straighten the back, find your flat back. Halfway lift, exhale, forward fold, bending your knees, working to get the crown of the head to the ground. Inhale, lifting all the way up as we move into our first sun A, arms out wide. Engage the core, exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to find Tadasana, mountain pose. Lift the toes, spread them, plant them back down, suction those the feet, and lift those thigh bones. Navel to spine, roll the shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades are together, they're active, but not pressing up into your ears. Inhale, arms rise up. And exhale, forward fold all the way down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, finding the straight spine. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, stepping back into our high plank. Feet are hip-width distance apart here, working to get the heels above the balls of the feet. Engage the core. Inhale, shift the weight forward. I'm going to really slowly lower down for chaturanga. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Untuck the toes. Hands come right by either side of your elbow, your ribs, sorry. Elbows magnetize towards one another. Inhale. Lift the chest. Open that heart space to the front of the room. Plant the tops of the feet down into the mat. And if you'd like, option to press further up, up dog. And exhale, pressing up into your down dog. Up into your down dog, yes. Engage the core, try and suction that belly in. Bend the knees as much as you need to get those hips high to the sky. Straighten them when you feel ready. Look to the hands and we'll do our sun salutation again. Bend the knees, step to the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And this time with your own breath, inhale all the way up. Arms come out wide. Engage the core, keep it tucked. And exhale, hands come heart center. I'm going to do a little less cueing this time and just see if you can follow along. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands, stepping back, high plank. Press the earth away with your hands. Find those spread fingers and really plant the part of your hand between your index finger and your thumb. Really plant that down. Stay here for a moment longer. Inhale, shift the weight forward. We're going to lower down slowly, working to keep the elbows tucked in, scraping the sides of your ribs all the way down. Exhale, untuck the toes, magnetize those elbows. Cobra pose. Tucking the shoulder blades together, but away from the ears. Inhale, all the way up into down dog. Few breaths here. And we'll do one more sun salutation, moving at your own pace with your breath. Looking to the hands, stepping to the front, forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Engage those thigh bones, lifting them high. Feet are planted into the ground. And again, inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Option here to bring your hands behind your legs, just hugging in. Bend your knees if you need to. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, bend the knees, step back, high plank. Take a moment here. And here, with a chaturanga, when we lower down, chaturanga, working to get the elbows in line with the wrists. So when you bend, we're at a really 90-degree angle. Squeeze those elbows in as you lower, so they're scraping along the side of your body. And push your shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, shifting the weight forward. Lowering down. 3, 2. Good job. Untuck those toes. Plant those feet down. Magnetize the elbows. Cobra pose. Engage the core. Lift your chest space. Shine it forward. Exhale. Down dog. Great work, you guys. Feet come together. We'll take the right leg to the sky. 3-legged down dog. Bend that knee, open the hip. Inhale, right knee to right elbow. And back out to 3-legged down dog. Good job. Inhale, tapping that elbow. If not, your tricep, and back out. So do a few more of these at your own breath. Tiger curl, working on the same squeeze we were in the beginning of class. Finding your breath, finding your strength. Very strong practice today. Waking up all your body. Hopefully finding a bit of a sweat. The next one, we're going to hold it at your elbow, bring the right leg under your right hand, extend it all the way out, left arm reaches to the sky, left foot flat on the ground, and exhale, and bring that right leg back in to the inside of your right hand. Lower that back leg, inhale, arms rise up. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. Asana. Crescent lunge, hands can come into place. And we're gonna open up the chest. I have the giggles, I'm sorry, you guys. Hands come down. Actually, let's keep the hands up. I'm going to tuck that back foot. I'm going to lift up that back leg. Asana. We're going to rotate that back foot. Warrior two. Arms extend. Perfect. And in your warrior two, we're working. Have a look at your shoulder blades for a sec. Roll the shoulder blades forward, up and down. We're keeping them lowered, squeezing together, but away from the ears. Head looks gazing across the front fingertips. Working to get the 90-degree angle in that front leg. And reach with your hands. Exhale, straighten that front leg. You're going to rotate the right foot so it's parallel to the front of the mat and forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold. Tadasana. Feet are a little bit inverted. Toes are coming a little bit towards one another. Options here. You can bring your right hand to your lower sacrum, left hand to the ground, twisting your chest open to the right side. And if you took that option, we swap sides, finding the twist in the spine. Exhale, spinning back to the front of the mat. So the right foot's in front. Really plant your hands down here. Front leg goes back to meet the left leg. We're going to hold here in your plank. I'm going to start to shift the weight forward, moving back into our chaturanga. Remember what I told you, we're not going to touch the ground. We're going to come back up. Inhale, lower down. 3, 2, 1, pressing back up. So we're trying to get all the way to that 90-degree spot before we lift back up. Lowering down, lifting up. Option if it's too strong for you, knees to the ground. It's so okay, working the chest here. We're focusing on keeping those elbows squeezing together, not opening up to the side. Beautiful. One more. Squeeze those elbows, squeeze, 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 squeeze down, lower all the way down. Hands come in front of you, resting your head on your hands. Take a breath. Hands come either side of you, elbows stacked under, shoulders, hands shoulder width distance apart, chest is forward. Sphinx pose. Should be quite comfortable opening up the chest to the front of the room. Nothing here is too active. We're just creating space in our chest for our breath. Lowering to the ground, bringing the hands where your elbows were, lifting into cobra, and option into up dog. And exhale, finding your down dog. I'm going to turn around for you. Feet come together at the back of the mat. Left leg to the sky. Engage that core. leg and open the hip up to the left side of the room. Inhale, bring the knee all the way, tap your elbow and back out. Slowly, nice slow controlled movement. See if you can move fluid like water. Let's see, focus on that squeeze at the top. Pressing the earth away with your shoulders and your hands. One more here. Meet me at the elbow. Extend that left leg under. Plant the back foot on the ground. Arm rises up. And exhale. Back to center. Left leg comes on the inside of your left hand. Lower the back leg. Anjaneyasana. Crescent lunge. Here, inhale to lift a little higher. Exhale, we sink a little deeper into your hip. Option to take hands behind your back, opening up the chest space, and a little back bend. Arms rise up. And then tuck that back toe, lift that back leg. Spin that back leg parallel to back of the mat, open the hands out wide. Warrior two. Again, focusing here on the shoulders, not tucked up into the elbow, into the ears. Untucked, extending. Find that deeper lunge if you can. Exhale, release that front foot. Rotate that foot so it's parallel to the edge of your mat, and down we go. Wide legged forward fold. Find what's comfortable for you here. The weight of your body, if we're finding the correct alignment, will begin to come into the tops of your toes. And that's okay. Find your strength in your toes so you're not falling over. Exhale, moving our way back to the top of the mat. Left leg comes back to meet the right. Down dog. Hold it here. Activate the thigh bones and feel your hamstrings lengthen. Exhale, lowering the knees down to the ground. Walk the hands in a little. So you're pretty much in tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to find our abs again. Lift the knees off the ground, but they're not going any higher than this. Left knee comes to left elbow, and foot goes back down, knee still hovering. Right knee to right elbow, foot comes down, still hovering. Keep that up. Find your breath. A nice fluid movement here. Working on that squeeze in the knee to the upper arm. Just one more on each side. Lower the knees. Toes come together, knees out wide, pressing back into Balasana. Child's pose. Take a moment. Exhale, lifting up. We're going to tuck the toes. We're just going to bring the weight back. We're finding our way into Malasana or yogi squat. Now yogi squat, option here, feet further out wide, heels planted on the ground, upper arms coming to the inner parts of the thighs. If this is too strong for you, you bring the feet, come a little bit closer together, heels come off the ground. But what's important here is that flat back. So working to find that straight spine. Find your breath. And we're going to try to get into kakasana or crow pose. Many call it bakasana. That's actually, what is it? That's crane pose. So we're going into crow pose. So I'm going to show you, and then we're going to have a little practice. So please find a seat that's comfortable for you. If it is not in this, then find what's comfortable, but I'll get you to get back into this before when you go further. So hands are going to plant in front of you in this yogi squat. So we're going to come in front. We're going to try and find that chaturanga arm with our elbow. So our arms will look like this. And our legs, our knees are really going to squeeze. So we're really working our abductors, so the inner thighs, to squeeze into your upper arm. We plant the hands. We're just going to slowly shift the weight into the hands. Bring one foot up, place it down. Bring another foot up, place it down. And when you're comfortable, both feet come up. Then back down. And so when we're learning this, ideally, I'd have a block in front of you. A lot of the time, this is fear, right? I want you to try and gaze forward. And don't worry if you're not going to get it in this first try. It took me a long time. All right, so find your yogi squat. Feet can come out wide. I prefer them a little further out wide. Knees, we're trying to get nice and close up into your upper arm. Hands, work on what we've been looking at. So that section in between your thumb and your index finger, really press that down. Your hands are the base of this pose. If you can't get them, it won't really happen, okay? So find that planting of the hands. Start to shift that weight into your elbows. Practice the squeezing motion of your legs. Use your core to lift you a little higher. And as you begin to shift the weight, one leg comes off. Maybe not, maybe down. Maybe 2 feet come up. If 2 feet come up, the toes are touching. Gaze forward. Find your squeeze. And so we might fall. That's perfect. When you're ready, exhale. Find Malasana. Take a moment. Exhale, lifting back up, sitting on your heels. Just going to stretch that wrist out. So bringing the right arm in front of you, pulling the right fingers towards you. And we swap sides. And so yoga is all about mobility, right? What we're learning in these poses is not to get a perfect pose. It's to wake up parts of our bodies that might be dormant. It's to remember what strengths we possess. And so I'm going to give you another moment to play. I'm going to try it again. Because practice, I'm not going to say makes perfect. Practice is fun. So let's go again. Maybe if you were almost there, you can get both feet up. So find the thighs nice and up in the arms. Plant those hands as we begin to lift the hips and shift them forward. Finding that chaturanga in the arms is so important. to finding stability. And so you find what's working for your body. Exhale, finding the asana again. Great work, you guys. We're going to inhale, lift up onto our heels. We'll just do a little neck stretch here. So left arm comes behind your back, right arm holds that. I'll just face this way for you. And drop the head over to the right. And release that hand if you'd like. And we just gently roll the chin to the shoulder. So your chin goes to your right shoulder. And exhale, lowering the chin all the way down, releasing that hand. Bringing the right hand behind your back, left arm grabs that wrist, just pulls it a little further, and the chin moves to the left side. Lower that left hand. And exhale, release both hands, and just do a nice, slow, soft roll. And if you find a spot that for you think you need to stay there, you just stay there. Beautiful. We're going to take one more round of kakasana, crow pose. And so make your way back into malasana, yogi squat, and that's a great transition into it because we find those knees nice high in the arms. Find those hands. And before you lift your feet this time, I really want you to find the chaturanga in your arms. So are my arms at a 90-degree angle? Yes. Now lift one foot. Okay, now lift the other foot. Squeeze. Find the core. And exhale back down. Beautiful. We're going to walk our hands all the way forward. Extend your legs behind you. We're going all the way onto our belly. And we're going to begin our cool down. Good job, you guys. Left arm comes out beside you, or cactus. We're going to bring the right hand into a tent. I'm going to open up to stretch out that left pec. So you can use your right leg just to kind of balance you, but it's really about the left pec that's on the ground, opening up, head to the floor. Inhale to the chest. So the chest won't open all the way up. We want to make sure that left shoulder is still on the ground. Find your breath here. Find a spot that you can just kind of let go and let your chest open up. And exhale back to center. Switching sides. Right arm comes into a cactus shape. So your elbows in line with your shoulder. Tent those left fingers and rolling over to open up the right chest. And so in this practice, there may be some poses for you that you haven't encountered before. And I think just as in life, the mat gives us a beautiful experience of what do I do when I have no idea what I'm doing? It lifts a little veil for you, gives you a little insight into the inner working mind of your ego, rolling back to center. All right. We're going to press back up. We're going to bring our knees underneath us and straight back out. Moving into seated half forward fold. I'll double check what that is. So left leg in front of us, right foot comes to the inner thigh of the left leg. Inhale, arms rise up, and exhale, we're folding forward, opening up the hamstrings. I don't know about you guys, but I did a pretty big hamstring day 2 days ago. I am tight. I'm sure after this class, I'm going to feel a little less tight. As you inhale, I'd really like you to think about some of the things that came up for you in class today. Even as a teacher, we find things come up. Exhale, release that leg and we'll swap sides. So working to get that 90-degree angle between your legs, your right hip should be square, so straight in front of you, and it's the left leg now that is opening. So inhale, arms rise up. Find those sitting bones, and exhale, forward fold. Working to keep that flat back here. And you meet yourself where you're at. If you engage that thigh bone, your toes might come a little closer towards your face. The hamstring will open up just a little more. Otherwise, close your eyes over. And take a moment just to breathe in to those muscles that are holding on. With each inhale, try and find a little more length in your spine. And exhale, a little more depth in your fold. And exhale, straight back up. Both feet come together now, moving into Bandha Konasana. Your heels and your groin have about a forearm's distance between them. Inhale, find the length in your spine. And if it's comfortable for you, exhale, begin to fold forward. Close your eyes over. And just take a moment to thank yourself for trying something new, for challenging yourself. That's where we grow. Exhale, releasing all the way up. We're going to lie down. We're not going into Shavasana just yet. We're bringing our legs to the sky. Heels and ankles in line with hips as much as you can. If it's comfortable for you, you can bring your hands behind your thighs into your hamstrings. You're just going to hold it there. If that's uncomfortable and there's a position with your legs elevated a little bit more bent, we really want the legs in the sky, but in a spot that you can just kind of rest in there. It doesn't take too much effort for them to just sit there. If you've got a wall, you can place your legs up the wall. And exhale, bend the knees, bring them all the way into your chest, hug them tight. Remind them they're part of you and that you love them. If you feel a little tight in your hips, try and breathe into those points. Beautiful. Keep those knees together. We're going to bring them back up, but not straight out. We want the shins parallel to the ground. Your knees are at a 90-degree angle. Arms out wide. Keeping those shoulder blades tucked onto the earth as we drop our knees over to the right and our head rolls to the left. Working to get our shoulder blades still flat on the ground. Finding that twist in your spine. If this is a little easy for you and you'd like a deeper twist, bring the knees a little closer to your chest. If it's too much, a little further away. Option to bring your right hand to the outer edge of your left thigh. And deepen your twist a little more. And breathe. And exhale, release that hand. Bring your knees back to center. We're going to swap sides. And knees, 90-degree angle. Going to roll them gently to the left. Gazing gently over those right fingers. Working to make sure those shoulder blades are nice and even. And exhale back to center. Finding happy baby. So knees are working their way into your armpits. Hands grab the outer edges of your feet. Feet are active and are hip width distance apart, pressing up towards the sky as you pull them gently down towards you as well. Opening up the hips, opening your groin. Find the stretch in your abductors, your inner thighs, as you gently pull a little closer. Option here, just to roll side to side and massage that lower back. Exhale, lowering your feet all the way down and setting up for Shavasana. Feet drop open wherever they may be. Hands come either side to your body, palms facing up. Feel free to grab a blanket or a cloth to cover your eyes. I like to roll my shoulder blades a little further under my chest just to open up my chest space a bit. Begin to deepen your breath as you close your eyes over. And as you exhale, feel yourself sink a little deeper into the earth and trust that earth. Trust it to hold you and to carry you where you need to go, just as it always has and always will. And as the chitta begins to swirl again in the mind, can you bring yourself back to your breath? Where does your breath sit today? Is it deep in your belly or high in your chest? Perhaps just in the nostrils. Notice without judgment. And let go. And we slowly begin to deepen our breath. And without rushing, bringing our attention back into our body, back into the room that we're in. And we make our way gently to a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes closed. Bringing the hands to heart center. And just revisit the intention that we set at the beginning of class. Really take a moment to love yourself and to thank yourself for all that you are and all that you will be. Thank you for sharing your practice with each other and with me today. Namaste.